fuse.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Naturalones. This one's actually going to be a little bit different. Today we're going to actually just be talking about the characters and the world and all that fun stuff. And yeah, we're going to see what everybody was thinking about with their particular characters. It's going to be kind of a shorter episode, and that's just because we don't love you guys as much as we should. Alright, so I'm Matt. Hey, like, my parents can tell me it. I can tell them.
What's wrong with you?
Anyway, this is Andrew.
This is Joe.
This is Bob.
This is Blake.
This is Ashley.
Or is it?
Bum,
Okay.
bum,
Or
bum.
is it bum, bum?
So, it's going to
Nice.
kind of be like everybody gets around, talks about the characters, and I'm going to be willing to ask any questions that they have about the world or what exactly I have done
Answer?
to them. Or yeah, whatever I can answer. I mean,
You should ask
Ask that to them.
you know what? Ashley's
will
going to
ask
get
their
smacked.
questions.
Anyway,
Oh
so
my God, he
let's
hit her.
start off with we'll go counterclockwise as normal and start with Charlie Foe.
Alright, this is Andrew. I created Charlie Foe because I was looking at a rogue type in general. It actually boiled down to a previous character I had made, where at one time I was in a bar, and I was playing a game. I ended up losing the game, and I just looked dead at the DM straight in the eye and said, I throw a shuriken at his neck. And then I realized what the power of being an asshole was. So I made Charlie Foe to be ranged just so I didn't have to be attacked, just have high amounts of damage. The name Charlie actually comes from the fact people say I look like Charlie Manson, and I was just like, might as well.
Wow.
That is terrifying.
That's what you want to
That's
remind
rude.
everyone of.
Well,
Everyone at home, in case you weren't aware.
Don't let him into your house. You will be murdered.
yeah, and
You shouldn't
it's
do
actually
that
supposed to
anyway.
be Charlie Fox, and I thought F-A-U-X was a good way to not actually be Fox, but it turns out I spelled foe.
Well, it's not even that he really spelled foe. It's just that Joe and I were looking at it, and we were like, is it supposed to be foe or fox? And then we were both like, fox is stupid.
Thoughts never crossed my mind.
And then we told him, we were like, you're not calling it fox.
If it
And,
were Charlie Fox, it would sound very military. Charlie and Fox.
Yeah,
I don't know, like, it sounds like a kid's movie.
and honestly,
Charlie Fox.
We gotta save the wizard from the apple princess!
Starring Ryan Reynolds and Amy Adams.
I hate you guys. Anyway, no, what I was going to ask was, were you actually planning to start off with Ashley's idea for trying to find her wizard tutor originally?
Originally, like, with everybody else,
Because Ashley didn't do very well in magic college. She needed a tutor.
well, originally,
My master.
the way that-
Yes.
the way that the world in a mini is set up is that there are very, very few wizards. And the reason behind that is it's a lot easier to play a wizard as a bad guy, and it's kind of, absolute power corrupts, absolutely, blah, blah, blah. And plus they're just a pain in the ass because you have to memorize spells each day. And it's a whole, headache to really mess with them. So originally I had sworn that there weren't going to be any wizards, and then Ashley was looking at her character, and at first she wanted to be a, what do we call it, a wizard? Like she wanted to be like a tree
Dryad.
nymph
It was
wizard.
going to be a wood elf.
No, it was like-
you want to be a
It was
dryad.
Dryad.
It says Dryad on the thingy.
Dryad.
So she
It
wanted to
was
be a
pretty
dryad
awesome.
wizard, and
Witch, actually.
a dryad witch,
Yeah.
which I said no to because that's stupid.
Whatever.
A lot of the
Face.
decisions in this game
Um,
get made about, like, does Matt think it's stupid? Yes, no. And then, so I shot that down because, yeah. And then she told me that she wanted to be a blade singer, and it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I didn't want to read what a blade singer was. And I was like, you know what? Like, it has the word, like, blade in it. It can't be a fucking wizard. But, here we are. It is a wizard. So what we did was, we actually screwed with, the whole mini concept of what magic is, and decided that, like how different people have different, abilities in, arts or crafts or, cooking. There's different levels of wizards, where you have, like, the professional wizard who works at the college or, is taught there. And then because they're basically, nerds.
Scholars.
Nerds.
Cutbats are okay.
They've got these things called blade singers, which are basically bodyguards that have like a very, very weak affinity for magic, but can use a weapon or whatever as a conduit and kind of make that happen.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of how that happened. We're pointing things at things. Let me see what's here.
I'm looking at something for.
Just how awesome Enlarged Dragon Breath is. You
So
have
the
enlarged-
guys have recently leveled up, and they get an extra utility and an extra feat. So we're kind of passing the books around and looking at everything. Okay, anybody who next?
Joe.
I suspect Joe. Or
Cuthbad,
Cuthbad.
mighty
Cuthbad.
breaker of everything made of rock.
Sorry, we're in a city made of rock.
Breaker of things.
Breaker of things. We can't have nice things because of me.
It's so true.
Because it's like, I wonder if I can break this by stomping really hard.
I, to my credit, never wanted to stomp. It just happened that way.
Yeah, I mean, well, flavor text will happen.
Flavor text will happen.
So Joe.
But it was pretty awesome.
Joe, tiny, hairy Joe. How did you?
Everyone is tiny when standing next to Matt.
That's, well, yeah. But anyway, how did you decide on our good friend, the terrifying Cuthbad?
Well, I'm honestly very new to this game. Not necessarily the role-playing mind, but, actually applying it to math and dice and mysterious boards and people and body odors and such forth. Andrew, anyway.
Oh, fuck
No,
you.
seriously, I've been sitting next to you for a couple of hours now. You're pretty
Aw.
ripe, son. But,
Sitting is exerting, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, really. You work up a sweat when you're not moving.
But starting off as a basic character, I didn't want to try to mess with anything fancy like magic, which I didn't understand why Matt was so pleased with that, but I guess it makes sense now. But not messing with anything magic, so very meat and potatoes kind of fighter, but not wanting to be the fighter of fighting things. So I tried to spice it up a bit, and I came across Warden, which is almost like a paladin, but connected with the wild, and I don't have to pray to any particular god, so that's a win all around for me. And, I mean, it's a Goliath, what do you want? I mean, I try not to be a human, and I kind of ended up being just a really tall human, so...
Well, I mean, yeah.
I didn't want to pick anything, crazy with it, like, you're a bugbear now, or something.
That was another one of the rules,
We've
is
had
that,
bugbears.
technically...
You're a bugbear now,
Well,
Harry.
we had, You're a bugbear. Alright.
He's just like, what the fuck? Into a bugbear.
How did you not notice until now?
But,
I don't know.
yeah, originally, one of the other
I
rules...
thought my foster parents just hated me.
I just thought every kid looked like Chewbacca with bug eyes. Originally, too, one of the rules was that there were no evil races. I didn't want, goblin races or bugbears or anything like that. Just because I figured since you're going against the Underdark, it might get a little confusing if someone wanted to play a drow. It was just easier to kind of lay down some blanket rules because we had some people who were new to 4th edition and new to role-playing in general, so it was just easier to do it like that. And that's explained more, unfortunately, in the Lost episodes. Deep in Atlantis. But
A mermaid listens to a podcast with clicking in it, or whatever the problem was.
yeah, there's so many problems. But anyway, yeah, we have buried
can't do
those
it
and
with
launched them at the fiery sun. And
Funny. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead, no, please.
I was going to say, funny fact, originally, me and Joe are really good friends, and I was like, we should try to be brothers, and then he just made Cuthbad. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Adopted brothers.
Yeah.
We've done that before. We
Yeah,
had a
we've done that.
goblin and a... what
Oh
was
yeah,
it?
that was Goblin a Minotaur who were adopted.
I actually want to hear that story later.
Brother! it was
Um,
hilarious for all of us.
Well, it's actually it's thanks to Joe that for in a lot of ways that this podcast really got off the ground at all. When we were actually
Aw.
starting it,
Idiot.
we talked to Jason from Zombie Popcorn, and we talked to Bob a little bit, but Blake and I really wanted to work on a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. forever. I mean, it was what, like, we've been shitting around with the idea for, like, what, like a year?
I don't think it was that long. It was close to a year. It was, like, at least, like, 6 months.
And, I mean, like, you know, it's really easy to talk about stuff, but, I mean, actually getting stuff started is kind of not easy at all.
Several steps above talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing things just a little bit more into it.
And you know, like we had started trying to get some basic stuff going, and it ended up like we were on like a bunch of message boards or something.
We just haphazardly joined like some role playing forum, like trying to recruit people, and that didn't quite pan out.
Yeah, like, you know, we were just kind of we were tossing a wide net,
I
and
closed that immediately.
a lot of people kind of took like, oh wow, you guys are doing a podcast, to, oh wow, you guys have secretly stumbled across a gold mine, which it is
well,
not.
like the guy who said like, great, I'm in. When do I get paid?
Yeah. And it's like, what?
We can pay you in air.
As of what, this is what, episode
This is gonna be episode 9.
9 or 10. If it published, we might keep this one for a later, like,
Yeah.
oh shit, we forgot to spend 8 hours together. But like, as of this recording, I think that I'm actually, probably like $120 in the hole, and have made zero money off this podcast. And you know, that's fine. It's just fun. It's something fun to do. But I went to school with Joe, and we ended up talking. We were just bullshitting about it, and he shot me Andrew's information. And
Actually, no, what happened was he started talking about it in Taco Bell. I grabbed his phone and it dialed Matt, and left him a voicemail with his number
yeah.
on there.
Nice.
So that, I mean, like, and you know, we actually all ended up getting together, I think, later that month.
I think it's like a month and a half later, because you had posted that thing on Zombie Popcorn, and as soon as I saw that, I called Joe up. I'm like, we're not going to be this epic. This is sounding way too epic. I don't think we're going to just, like, honestly fail
You kept
horribly.
waiting for the crash and burn.
Yeah, and now that it's actually
It
happening.
still is.
We're only on episode 10. There's still
Yeah.
time.
I'm still working on it.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, and it's actually a lot of fun.
End of the world
Even
will
this
put a
playing like
damper on
this D&D, it's just a lot of fun. It breaks the mundaneness of
Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
The days that I wake up and don't cry are the days I play D&D.
like an emo. I'm not
Consider that statement.
I'm an emo kid. And I can form not to be.
No.
But yeah, I mean, like, god damn it. So Bob, tell us the inspiration behind Keyleth, my least favorite class. not least favorite.
That's
character.
exactly why I'm doing it. I used to listen to this one podcast. It was called it was like a comedy thing. It was called Mohanson High School, and there was one aspect of the show where they had the nerdy kids, and the one guy would always talk about, I'm a level 10 dungeon master, and they would always make fun of another character because he played a druid, and they're always like, who plays a druid? Who does that? And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do that. Because I like I said, I thought that, like, I always see this as a celebration of failure. So there I am, failing
That's
Oh.
the motto.
badly as I can.
But like, it's funny because another rule I meant to lay down, but I didn't tell Bob in time for was I fucking
wasn't
hate
invited?
druids. Like,
Why
I
do you
hate
hate
them
druids?
because I played with this one kid like 4 or 5 years ago,
Cody
like
Cat.
right when
Cody Cat.
yeah, his name was Cody Cat is what
Cody
he went by.
Cat.
And like he played, I think it was like a shifter druid, and like this kid is a blatant furry. Like,
No.
so like
Bob is just furry. He's not a furry.
like it was
You're
so
not as blatant, okay, Bob? It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not working at anything here, right?
Bob sometimes like doesn't put his tail on when he comes to record. I mean, like, that's all I can ask. But I mean, like, this guy, like,
Oh, that's all we pray for.
he would like morph into a dog and then be like, I'm gonna do this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no one can fucking understand you. You're a goddamn dog. And they'd be like, oh, and get like pouty, and it was just
He
one of
wouldn't
those things.
change back. He
He
just
didn't
Yeah.
As a dog.
So I mean, like,
Instead of making it easier, it's
You
like
think we're
oh.
joking? This is not a joke.
yeah, I mean, like, I really wish I was making this up. Like, I
Turn to
really
Blue's
wish I
Clues.
hadn't had this.
Well, I
experience.
hope I'm not like continuing that paradigm.
I really
I
hope
hope.
of all our viewers.
No, you're
he's
actually
not the
saying
one
we
who
can
finds
understand you,
this.
and you're actually contributing to the fights.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like,
you're only
yeah.
ever a dog when you're
You
ripping
don't
off
think
someone's
they're-
face. So
What?
when I need to be.
It's not even a dog, it's a badass wolf.
But I mean, like, that's the
Right.
thing. It's like,
Don't make it harder than it has to be.
yeah, like, I
Half
mean,
of
like,
furries are wolves.
the game just like it broke the game so bad that like we didn't get anything done. Like we've had stupid episodes, like helping an old woman get to her temple,
Hey,
but
Who would do such a thing?
It actually
Alright.
progressed the story along, though.
no, yeah, it did.
Yeah,
but
that
I
was
mean, like,
worthwhile.
like this guy turning into a dog every 5 minutes, like broke the story so bad that like we shaved him or something one night. Like that's where the game ended up, and we're just like, fuck it, we're done. We're not gonna play anymore. This is terrible.
All right. Well, I'm glad I'm not that guy.
Yeah, well,
We are
me
glad
too,
too.
because I would have changed my address or something.
And thrown you out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like playing the druid. It's difficult because you gotta. I don't know. It's just
Gotcha.
it's like a spellcaster, but you have some combat ability and
It's like you can do everything, but not anything.
but not
well.
nothing really good.
Yeah. Jack of all trade and master of none.
I feel
Alright.
that way about the warden, except mine's more attack focused and you're more of a mage because my guy can transform, kinda.
Yeah, the warden transfers.
It's
into
similar.
a walking rock.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, what is this form of the tracking panther? If I really wanted to.
That's
You-
cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
That's
I
right.
mean-
'Cause that's right. He's primal.
Have you done
Yeah.
that yet?
No.
Ever?
I mean,
He's too busy knocking down walls
In
and trying
all
to
these billions
murder
of
bridges.
episodes,
Has
you
there-
I
haven't
haven't
done that
really
yet?
seen reason to.
Has there been an episode yet where you haven't broken something to
I'm
like?
sure there has. What did I break the first episode besides that door I came out of?
Besides.
Besides that door.
Besides.
'Cause I-
All right,
Doesn't
second
count.
episode.
That was the one you knocked
The
down
wall.
the brick wall.
No, that was the
That was the
third
third
one.
episode.
Was the
No, the
third
second one was.
Pooh Water was.
Yeah, the second one. The second
Pooh
was
Water-
the pipes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pooh
pipes.
Water is pipes. Big Mama's was the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, the fourth one.
I don't
My
remember.
heart.
Nah, 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 nah.
All right. So we're at Blake. Blake, what was the driving force behind a Medrash?
I threw darts at a at a wall and no.
We
I've
got
only,
you up like 30 minutes of space, so you gotta come up with something here, champ.
no, well, Medrash is only the third character I've played. I've played a fighter dwarf and a human cleric,
That's true.
and I really like being in the shit. I really, combat-wise, I like being up front, swinging a sword, saying, "Bring it, bitches!" Or as we've been saying all day, "Come at me, bro!"
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
You like these abs? I
Bro.
lift up my armor.
It's like
And then he
scales.
promptly stabs you in the abs.
I
You
did not think
feel
this
the air in the
through.
back of your head.
No, but as far as like the character, I thought, well, humans are boring to me. No,
Right,
it's Charlie.
right.
Well, I'll
And-
rebuttal that after you're
Like,
done.
well, my
go with
human's
that.
dull as hell.
Like, you
And
were
I
a
thought
cleric.
I wanted to be a defender, and I think I asked Matt, or I was like, yeah, I at one point I asked Matt, like, what other classes are there? I'd like to round it out some. And I figured at some point I was going to go healer, because most people don't go healer, but I still wanted to wreck shit, and that's what paladins do.
And Paladin's a good mix between a fighter and a healer. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like,
You're
And-
a tank.
and
You're a
part
tank
of it,
that can
too,
heal things.
really
Right.
came to like we were trying to figure out like what Joe was gonna do because we didn't want to put him in a weird position where he was like the
Pat-
cornerstone of the party on
Yeah,
his
yeah.
first game. But
All relying on you, man.
so far, you guys pretty much have. Like,
The two range people
Yay!
just chilling in the back, like, no, you guys are good. I'm just gonna.
It's like
I'm
the
just gonna
three
look at my
range
sword all
people.
day.
Who shows up to a fight without a tank?
We show up
done
with
that.
Losing
we
side.
show, we show up with two tanks.
yeah, I mean,
We're just that great.
But I do feel bad about. I had
We're
all these
more
like
the
story
mid-close range
ideas.
guys, so I don't mind that so much. It's almost like we just have two random.
You see,
range
whenever I
people.
see a paladin, though, it always seems to be Dragonborn nowadays, and it's just really.
They kind of fit each other.
It lends
Dragonborn have
itself.
high charisma and I
They're
think strength.
over-
The paladins
yes, they're
need charisma and
overzealous.
strength.
and the reason I chose human was because I wanted to just have something more rounded out.
I feel like
I can see that.
I feel like
More
playing
fragile.
a human in D&D though is like going to a Chinese buffet and only eating white rice. Like you've got
I love
all
white
this
rice.
awesome, cool, exotic shit, and you're like, fuck that.
Well, it's,
I want boring in my mouth.
It's not just that because you wanted to also look at the other features as well. for like the heroic effort. You get also get one more.
So if you get to live longer
features and
because you've
everything.
only lived on white rice, will you have
It's
lived
because
at
the
all?
game feels bad for you.
Well, no, I,
But you're shooting the rice with a crossbow.
But
The metaphor is
I
falling
just feel
apart.
like, you know, like it comes down to like I feel this in any fantasy game or any genre. It's like you're already a human. Like you've lived out as much of this experience as you can possibly get. Like,
But he's not shooting shit with a crossbow
But
in
maybe
real
this
life.
but
is
he
human
could.
he wants
He
to be.
could go get a crossbow and be Charlie Folk.
I could wear a
Fuck it.
crocodile
You can
head on
always be
my
the thief
skull on
that
my
he
head
is.
and go rah.
Well,
Well,
see, in
also-
real life, the Thieves Guild is just the Mafia, or alternatively, the CIA.
I can see Thieves Guild all wearing
And now
jumpsuits.
we are on a list. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Too
Well,
much.
also think about if I had picked a
We're
different
popular.
character at this point, like who would have been the mediator between the group and the society as well.
Well, I mean, it's a mixed society.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like originally in the Lost episodes, we were like, you know, it's this incredibly racist, bigoted city, and then like it became such a pain in the ass for everybody to kind of work around that because you only have the one human that it was kind of a blessing in disguise that the Lost episodes kind of became Lost episodes because it gave us a good part to kind of jump on and start something new.
And because I wasn't in them.
Oh, fuck Ashley.
Well, again, I don't have anything against humans. I've
Just you.
I got a human cleric, and I'm trying to get in the role playing, but when I'm playing what I already am, I just don't feel the need to.
Well, you just
Like with the Dragonborn, I'm thinking I gotta be angry, curt with people, but when it's a human, I just go, oh, it's me.
Well,
It's a me.
It's a me,
Like,
a stereotype.
well, if you haven't seen, I've tried to make Charlie Pro an asshole. In real life,
Oh yeah,
I'm really,
that's awesome. I like what you're doing
trying
with
to make
it.
them less of a. Yeah, you're only.
Well,
kind of
I
asshole.
agree. As far as game mechanics go, the human is built so he can be as
Whatever
good or
he
better
wants.
at any class as opposed to any race.
yeah.
Right.
Like whereas Dragonborn probably make a very poor spellcaster.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
'cause
I
they're made
feel
to-
like- I
But
feel
the
like if
human's
you're
going to be as good a paladin as a Dragonborn could be.
I feel that like I think that the better class for like any class is half elf because they get to like take one random.
they're the
class
blade
feature.
of the game. All of our strengths, none of our weaknesses.
They're the forest walker.
And then you put the shades
Yeah,
on.
I mean,
it
half
kicks all the
elf
ass.
is good too, but humans also get the extra feat and they get the heroic effort.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
I mean,
They
come
get
on,
a lot
heroic
of
effort is
pluses.
huge. That's a
That
That
saved
saves
you
me
earlier.
twice.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's
my
true.
That's even better than the
Elven
Elven
bullshit.
accuracy.
You
Don't you
mispronounce
talk
accuracy
about
again.
accuracy. I love
No, I'm saying heroic effort is better because it's like
You take what you have and add
I've used it a
4
couple
to it.
times.
Elven
I
accuracy.
mean, all right,
Not
so
like every
you
time.
know, you roll a
Killed
2,
often.
there's really no saving that. But
If you're right on the cusp of failing,
Well, with me,
heroic
if I
effort
roll
will
a
pull
2,
you
that's
through.
if I have my combat advantage, that's a 12. It is AC 16. Bam.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But again, like if you roll,
That is pretty nice.
like if you're within range, that extra 4 will really like help out,
Yeah.
especially if it's
Speaking of elven bullshit,
Oh.
Seg.
Ow. Ow.
Yeah, it's
my
true.
feelings.
But my tender feelings.
I thought the only feeling elves had was disdain.
unless it,
Oh,
unless
that's
it's
like
me.
I don't know.
So much.
Goblins are pretty disdain.
Goblins are bad.
Goblins are murdered.
Goblins favorite race. Like
Yeah,
without
oh
a
my
joke.
God.
Like if I
Matt
have a
pointed
choice.
to
He
himself.
made one out of.
Yeah, no, there's
Styrofoam.
I actually made like a
Oh,
4-foot
yeah.
styrofoam
Yeah.
Still
styrofoam
have
goblin.
that.
It's,
It's
at
a-
my parents'
yeah.
place. Yeah.
Very
You should've
creepy
brought that
looking.
out.
It's
It
just-
protects their house.
I thought
It's a totem.
coming from the world of Warcraft, goblins were cool.
I'd like honestly like
He
before
likes
I
the
even
little
started
ones. He's
playing World of
Thief. He
Warcraft,
loves
like
being a little thief.
He was
I
all
always
about the
Goblin Rogue
Shiesty.
was my favorite anything.
actually my
Shiesty.
favorite race is actually the gnomes. Even though I give that fruit gnome shit, it's
I love fruit gnome.
I don't understand Fruit Gnome and his popularity within this group.
I don't get it either.
it's just a reoccurring character. It's like that if you're watching a TV show, you see that one annoying character you hate, but he's always there. That
Jar
makes
Jar
the show
Binks.
better.
Oh,
Not
God.
even like Jar Jar Binks. Like,
He's our Darth Maul. I'll say it.
He's our Darth Maul.
He kills one dude and then gets stabbed.
And yet,
He's actually the ultimate
everybody
villain.
loves him.
That's what I'm waiting for. We're gonna get to like the end of the story, and Matt's gonna go, and the Grand Master disrobes, and it's fruit.
Both of them standing on each other's shoulders. But
Anyway.
back to Udinil, Ashley.
Udinil, first her name was from a Terra Pratchett. reference.
A what?
Terry Pratchett.
This is all like
Terrence
For
Pratchett.
Discworld, it's a reference to a greenish color.
Yeah.
I just wanted her to have a cool name, and I was like,
Danelle.
Danelle. Alright.
It's like the name of like
Oh,
these
Danelle.
weird Smurf creatures leader
Oh, Danelle.
too.
Yeah.
Like,
I've
I
always
still
been a fan
prefer
of
oodles.
ranged, even when I've tried not to be a ranged like creature or anything. Like I was a rogue in my last character,
I just
and I
don't
was
feel
like,
like dying.
I'm gonna stand back and use this noose and just pull people and murder them that way.
What, a noose?
A noose. It was pretty
Nice.
awesome. I loved
she was
it.
an assassin,
Oh my
not a
God.
rogue.
Oh.
But
But yeah.
But everything was supposed to be up close,
A
and I found this
assassin.
one feat where I could like use a
You
noose.
shut up.
And I used it for everything. It was like, oh, there's a dragon. Can I use it to climb the dragon?
I like it when you try to noose and then move it to the side, like it's
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous.
like you're defying
like it's a
physics
stick,
entirely.
yeah.
I was breaking the character every day. But I've always been a fan of ranged in general. That's why I chose, a ranged person who can also do up close for if I choose to test that out every so often. And I do like wizards. I have a problem. I'm like
Wizard.
always a wizard, whether it's like in a digital
Wizard.
fashion, like a game or a board game.
Wait.
Candyland. I want to be a wizard.
I want to be a butterfly.
Monopoly. I want to be a monopolistic wizard.
Win all the money. Pass all the goes.
I wanted to play her younger because I kind of want her to build with the team and see where I can take her.
Right.
And I wanted her to be a little more assertive because all my previous characters, like if
I hate-
all of you have played with me, I was always the one going, "What do you guys want to do? I'll just stand here."
Well, your character is very assertive, especially like from the first episode where it's like, I want 10%. And
No.
he just said yes. I was like,
no.
yes!
She's
yes!
just like,
No.
slam the door on his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I decided
I don't know
I can
what I
never
was
make
thinking.
a decision ever, and I'm always gonna wonder what Charlie Bow's motive is
Hey,
in
hey.
everything.
They haven't heard this yet, but who got the spell book to the right people? Huh?
Yeah. Charlie
me.
Bow doesn't know that. Shh. What, Charlie?
I'm
What?
not-
We're gonna work
You're
on
the-
our role on separating the characters.
know that.
Andrew knows, but Charlie doesn't.
It's kind of funny, like just how like the characters kind of work out. I mean, like, have you passed anything that had to do with charisma, like as a rogue? Like you're supposed to be like that fast talking, like
Doesn't
deal making, but like
that's your bluff. It's
like
horrible.
there just seems to be like
Bluff
some
is
type of
5.
like
What's a
world.
five bluff?
Well,
like-
He
I
put
kind of
everything
picture him
into
as
combat.
when you hit a we have a 2-person team for pool sharking somebody. He's the guy who's there like acting like he can't play at all, and the buddy comes up. Oh hey, I'll, $50, my buddy beat you. Oh, I'll take that. And then he's all of a sudden, bam, bam, bam.
No, I
That's the sound
kind of
pool
always
makes.
see Charlie Foe as like that guy on the subway who's wearing a trench coat and he walks up to you and he's about to open it. You're like, he's either naked or gonna sell me a watch. Like
And he sells you naked watches.
it's just a watch on his junk.
Can you tell me what time it is? Arrested.
Done.
So
Horse races.
I mean, I like how the characters developed though. It was supposed to be this fast talking, smooth talking guy, but I just like how he's just kind of this blumbering asshole.
Yeah, he kind
But
of
that's
fumbles
not
through
because
and-
of you, though. Like, that is just because you have, like, the worst luck. Like, you tossed, like, a baby off a bridge or something and have no karma for
When
the
they were
rest
like,
of
I'll
your
show
life.
you how awesome I am. I'm gonna shoot this thing. Oops. Let me shoot it again to prove how awesome I am.
That's still my favorite thing. I'm gonna take his foot out. Headshot.
But, so,
It does the job.
like, we're pushing 30 minutes, so we'll just answer a couple more questions. What do you, like, if you guys had your way, like, with your characters, is there anywhere that you want them to go? Like anything in particular that you have as a driving force behind this character? Or have you not thought about that deeply?
Are you,
Well,
that makes it sound like future plans. They want to go to college, get a good job.
I want to go with Paladin U. Well, the only really driving force in my backstory is that I learned early on, giants, not Goliaths, destroyed my village. And I'm really just trying to get good enough that I can murder giants on my own.
Alright.
So really, like, if we ever take on a giant, I'm gonna lose my shit in game and just be like, come back, don't attack him yet, fuck you, ah!
Like I'm more about like building my skills and figuring out like why these towers are being taken down so simply.
Okay.
Like what I can do to
'Cause
stop
wizards
this
are
and protect my
tools.
or
Whatever,
protect
whatever
what's
I can
left.
do to get them out of the game quicker. Alright, what about you guys?
I'm just happy to see level 2.
Yay!
Yeah, right?
You need to start talking like
Join us
Scooby-Doo.
next week when we get to see level 2.
Yeah,
Yikes!
Well, we don't
next,
know that.
Well, next
Let's play
recording
it way
session
later.
we will be.
Or not.
They will be playing as level 2.
Well, we don't know when this is
When
going to
this
go
will
up,
be
right?
aired.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, right now we're in like middle of February and we've only posted 3 episodes. So if this is put up 6 years from now and we've been playing for that long.
If it comes out, they just put it up in the middle of the week.
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario. I mean, it's just something fun to have.
Bonus-sode.
Yeah, a bonus. So that's what we'll call it. What about you guys?
Well, it's for me. It's like actually when I saw that wanted poster, like you know what, I want to be on the top of that wanted poster one day and just have like a monopoly of a crime syndicate almost, while still helping out. Because overall, I haven't been able to do this, but he's gonna be a Robin Hood type character where like if he sees somebody who's really down on their luck, he's actually gonna give them some gold and everything like that.
And then be like, you owe me 10% interest.
No, he's not even like that. It's just gonna be more. He's supposed to be more humble than he actually is.
Jesus.
Well, I think you have a good chance, especially in this game when apparently you can do horrible things to horses and just pay your way out.
Nay means nay!
Oh God.
It's not that for
What was the guy's name? Sorry.
That was
Sean
actually
Hannity.
pretty good.
Sean Hannity, horse rapist. We shall hear from him again.
Oh, please make him a boss. Just he has
Oh,
a cabal
God.
of horses he sends out at us. They're all nervous. They're constantly like lowering their butts to the ground as they get near us. Who's ready to make some glue?
This got awkward so fast.
Really?
Guys.
Really?
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is completely new.
Ironically, when you bring up horse rape, everyone.
Why
seems
does everybody
You're
get so
alone.
uncomfortable? I don't
I
get
know.
it.
Love
When
you,
you hear just
folks.
a long beep
Hi,
in the
Mom.
middle, you know why.
Yeah, right.
But okay, I mean, anything else? Any?
What's your?
Do you have
How
any
about you,
plans,
Joe?
Joe? Or
What's my motivation?
Yeah.
Well, I travel.
Break the world.
No.
It's like that
so
Kirby.
poetic.
I can't. What's that commercial for the health club? The guy's like, I pick things up, I put them down. I pick things up, then I put them down.
Damn. I stomp things. Stomp them again.
I feel terrible because it's the best way to get out of most situations I find myself in.
What is your life like? When that is like step 1.
I traveled south from the mountains to figure out the meaning of the blight. Basically, my character was supposed to be rolled as a primal guardian, and the shamans of our tribe felt through the earth the blight magic
Is
to
it
the
because
south.
you broke it?
No.
Back to the wall.
Ironic,
trees.
no. For the love of God, I traveled south to figure out what was up with the blight, met you all, and now we're in the middle of a city, and the only thing
here
I can
we
get
are.
way out of anything is destroy shit.
Well, you're in a city. You don't like cities.
No, I mean there's nothing.
There's
wrong.
not enough trees. Boom.
There's nothing wrong with civilization. We're living in a mountain. I mean, that's pretty much all I ever did.
What is your initial thoughts about D&D?
Yeah, no, let's hear that.
It's a noob.
Since you're the
Lord.
newest of the noobs.
Blake, you have not been playing that much longer
No.
than him.
Neither of us
Neither
have.
of
That's
you,
how I know.
Ashley.
No.
That's how I know.
Bob, he's just like,
I
I've
know.
played more than
Also
all
missed
of you
Nick up.
combined. He's
Bob
after
invented
me.
D&D and then
Bob.
decided to forget everything. When you learn it.
Gygax reinvented. I mean,
What?
right?
Scary.
Words.
I don't know. I mean, essentially, I kind of did things like this already. I mean, I find myself as an artist, so whether or not I'm able to add imagination to what I do here, I mean, if nothing else.
Way to gay it up.
Yeah,
We just wanted some cheap jokes.
I
That's
know,
all we
right?
wanted.
Horse porn. Charlie Foe is an asshole.
Hey man, for the guy who has got the least D&D experience, you had the best move all day with taking out the bridge. That was
Yeah.
That's very
like,
true.
without a doubt, that was the most. That was the best example of thinking outside of
Well,
the box.
you know,
And he did pretty good in the
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 nature
mansion
tech.
Whenever
thing.
you
Yeah.
play a
Yeah.
game and like it's
You've
just
been
like you either
inventive.
get to fight or heal yourself, it's just like, well, how about I do neither one of these and leave, or how about I do this and destroy the house, or I mean, like
How about
I
surprise you?
sadly enough, like not wanting to riff on anyone, like that just seemed more. I almost said logical, but more inventive, like more.
Yeah, no, like,
Imaginative.
if you have ABC, I mean, the best option is usually D. Like,
Yeah, right.
that's the fun of
And that's how
D&D,
you fail.
too.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't
That's
do
the
that.
real world.
Like, I mean, 9
In
times
school.
out of 10, as a DM, and I'm sure other people who are listening to this have DM'd, when you want something to happen and you really want your party to go with option A, they're going to go with Q.
Fight octopus monster. No, we're just gonna turn around.
Yeah, like...
And not do
Cartoon
that.
slink back.
That like being able to ad lib is massively important as a player. especially because you don't know how everybody's going to react in a certain situation.
You never know how they're gonna roll.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I thought that was handled really well, right?
3.
So I want to take out the bridge. It said you could have just said no, but instead it was
Yeah.
like, all right, well, what would it take?
And that, in all honesty, like I feel like as any DM, like I feel like you should not have the word no in your vocabulary when it comes to something cool, because that comes down to like punishing your people.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you came up with something super creative? Fuck you! Like, how dare you think outside the box?
Yeah, I thought
shit.
it was well done and well played.
Yeah,
I really wish it didn't cause him 2 healing surges, but whatever.
whatever.
I'm a paladin. I'm made of healing.
I mean, like Blake
I
could
still
have
have 8
avoided
left.
it. Like, I mean, there was.
It's not like there wasn't. It didn't
Although
have,
reflex
it's not like
for
it
me,
didn't have
I'm so weighed down.
Yeah, but it's just like the awkwardness of being a tank and accidentally stepping on one of the guys. You're like, whoopsie doodles. Sorry about that.
I did even a giant monster going whoopsie doodles.
Whoopsie doodles.
That's freaking 7 foot tall. I'm definitely not without the range to say oopsie doodles.
All right, guys.
Remark.
Well, we're at about 35 minutes and all that. It's been fun recording. As always, hit us up at Naturalones DM on Twitter or naturalones@zombie-popcorn.com. And we always love to hear from you guys. If you guys have anything you wanted us to read on the show, love to hear from you. Thanks for listening. This is Matt signing off.
This is Andrew.
This is Joe.
Bob.
Blake.
Ashley.
All right, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.